While the world focused on headlines, China quietly launched one of the most ambitious naval projects in modern history. This is the Type 003 Fujian, China's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier ever built. Unlike China's previous carriers, the Fujian represents an entirely new generation. Its most important innovation isn't immediately visible, but it changes everything. For the first time, China joins a very small group of nations capable of operating electromagnetic catapults. That single technological leap dramatically expands the carrier's combat potential. But the Fujian isn't simply about technology, and advancing retangling, giving in bataji. It's about strategy, because once a nation can project air power far from its own shores, the strategic equation begins to change. The Fujian measures more than 300 meters in length, making it one of the largest warships ever constructed. Its flat flight deck immediately distinguishes it from China's earlier ski-jump carriers. Launching heavier aircraft means carrying more fuel, more sensors, and more weapons into every mission. That includes aircraft impossible to launch efficiently from a ski-jump deck. Together, these improvements dramatically increase the carrier's operational flexibility. But an aircraft carrier never fights alone. Each escort protects the carrier while extending its reach across every domain. The result is not simply a larger ship, but an entirely new level of naval capability. To understand the Fujian, we first need to understand what electromagnetic launch technology actually does. Traditional steam catapults rely on pressure. EMALS relies on precision electrical energy. The smoother acceleration reduces stress on the aircraft while increasing operational flexibility. That means heavier aircraft can leave the deck carrying more fuel, more sensors, and more capability. More capable aircraft ultimately create a more capable carrier strike group. But technology alone never changes the balance of power. Strategy determines how technology is ultimately used. And that is exactly why the Fujian has become one of the most closely watched warships on Earth. The Fujian wasn't built simply to defend China's coastline. It was designed to operate far beyond it. For decades, blue water carrier operations were dominated by only one navy. Now another nation is steadily building the experience required to operate at the same scale. Building the ship is difficult, and post-mortem happens. Building experienced crews is even harder. Every successful deployment teaches lessons that no simulator can fully replace. That learning process is already transforming China's naval capabilities. And that evolution is why military planners around the world are paying such close attention. No discussion about the Fujian is complete without comparing it to America's most advanced carrier. Both ships use electromagnetic launch systems, but they were built around very different naval traditions. Size alone never determines combat effectiveness. Real capability comes from training, logistics, maintenance, and operational experience. Those are qualities that develop over decades, not months. The Fujian is not the end of China's carrier story. It is only the beginning. Its greatest impact may not be what it can do today, but what it allows tomorrow. The Type 003 Fujian isn't just another warship. It's a statement about the future of naval power in the 21st century. Military power isn't measured by one ship alone. It's measured by the fleet supporting it. Escort ships protect the carrier from threats above, below, and beyond the horizon. Modern naval warfare depends on information moving faster than missiles. Every radar contact, every sonar detection, every satellite image contributes to one operational picture. The true strength of a carrier strike group lies in its ability to coordinate every asset simultaneously. For China, mastering these operations may prove even more important than building the carrier itself. History shows that naval dominance is earned through experience, not headlines. And that is why the Fujian has become one of the most closely analyzed warships of the 21st century. Beyond the headlines, another race is quietly unfolding beneath the surface. Every new carrier changes how neighboring nations plan their own defenses. Carrier aviation extends influence far beyond the horizon. Modern naval strategy depends on controlling information as much as controlling territory. The Fujian is only one ship, but it represents decades of industrial investment. Building a navy of this scale requires far more than constructing ships. Every major naval power followed this same path. Technology first, experience second. The story of the Fujian is ultimately the story of China's long-term naval ambitions. Military analysts often ask a simple question: what comes after the Fujian? Future carriers will almost certainly rely more heavily on unmanned aviation. Artificial intelligence is expected to transform every stage of naval operations. The battle for naval superiority may increasingly become a battle for information superiority. Every advancement made by one navy inevitably influences every other navy. History shows that competition often accelerates technological innovation. Whether admired or questioned, the Fujian has already changed the global naval conversation. And this is only the beginning of China's next chapter at sea. Every major naval revolution begins quietly, long before the world fully notices. The Fujian is not simply a larger carrier. It represents a shift in long-term naval thinking. Its true importance lies in what it allows a navy to accomplish far from home. Whether viewed as a symbol of ambition or a strategic necessity, the Fujian has already changed global planning. Every new generation of warship forces every potential rival to rethink tomorrow's battlefield. In military history, adaptation has always mattered more than prediction. The story of the Fujian is still being written, and the next chapter may be even more significant. This was the Debrief Room. Join us next time as we uncover another machine quietly reshaping the balance of military power. The Indo-Pacific has become the world's most strategically important maritime region. More than half of global maritime trade passes through these waters every year. Control of the sea has always influenced economics, diplomacy, and military power. That is why every new aircraft carrier attracts worldwide attention long before it enters full operational service. Sea trials reveal far more than speed or maneuverability. They validate an entire naval system. Every successful deployment strengthens operational confidence and expands institutional knowledge. The Fujian represents more than steel and technology. It represents long-term strategic ambition. Whether it ultimately transforms the balance of power will depend not only on the ship, but on how it is employed in the decades ahead. History rarely announces the beginning of a new era. It simply begins. Every carrier represents decades of engineering, but also decades of national planning. The Fujian demonstrates how rapidly modern naval technology continues to evolve. Tomorrow's aircraft carriers may look familiar, but the technology inside them will be radically different. Technology changes quickly, and so will counterprocity. Strategy changes much more slowly. Understanding ships like the Fujian means understanding how the world itself is changing. The world's oceans remain the stage where engineering, diplomacy, and military power continue to intersect. Next time, we'll step inside another military machine quietly reshaping the future of warfare. The story of the Fujian is ultimately about more than one warship. It's about the evolution of global naval power. Every generation of carriers reflects the strategic priorities of its time. The Fujian demonstrates how engineering ambition and national strategy often move together. Whether admired, questioned, or carefully watched, the Fujian has already earned global attention. The next decade will reveal whether this new generation of carriers truly reshapes naval strategy. One thing is already certain: the Pacific is entering a new strategic era. Understanding military technology isn't about predicting conflict. It's about understanding how the world is changing. This has been the Debrief Room, where strategy, intelligence, and engineering come together. The Fujian is more than China's newest aircraft carrier. It is a symbol of how quickly military technology can reshape global strategy. Whether viewed as an engineering achievement, a strategic challenge, or simply the beginning of something larger, the Fujian has already secured its place in naval history. The Pacific is entering a new era, and every navy is preparing for what comes next. Thank you for joining this briefing. Subscribe to the Debrief Room, and I'll see you in the next debrief.